As Joseline Hernandez paced back and forth in her opulent but empty mansion, city's bright lights flickered, casting an eerie glow on the skyline. Her success was demonstrated by the expensive furniture and artwork that lined the walls of her living room. But tonight, nothing could console her. Her mind was racing with a million thoughts, each more sinister than the last. And the news she had just received had completely upended her world. In the beginning, Joseline's life appeared to be going well. She had a career, a daughter, and a man who had supported her through thick and thin. The producer she had a romantic relationship with, Ballistic, had always been there to support her endeavors in making music together and even posting glimpses of their personal lives on social media. Though they were far from perfect, there were always rumors, tension, and doubts about their bond. However, nothing could have prepared her for the devastating news that had come like a bolt out of nowhere. Late one night, Joseline was doing something she had done countless times before scrolling through her phone. When a text message appeared that stopped her cold, it wasn't from Ballistic. It wasn't. Her hands trembled as she read the words repeatedly, as though she could somehow will the message to vanish. But no matter how many times she read it, the harsh reality remained the same. Her man had gotten another woman pregnant. Someone younger, someone she never even knew. The message was from a friend, but it wasn't even anonymous. Joseline had always been a woman who valued honesty, loyalty, and respect. The idea that he had kept this from her, the secrecy, and the lies that had developed between them was what sent her into a tailspin. The mere thought of it sent her into a tailspin. The betrayal felt like a punch to the gut. How could he have behaved ballistic they have been ballistic man she had invested so much of herself in? Her perception of their relationship was completely destroyed by the news that the man who had promised her the world had betrayed her in this way. The night was quiet except for the frantic sound of her own breathing, and she could feel the anger mounting inside her chest, rage she hadn't felt in a long time as her mind raced with images of confrontation, of the words she would hurl at him, of the mayhem she would cause, and of how she was going to make him pay the price. Her anger only grew with every hour, and her social media posts were filled with cryptic messages that practically shouted of the internal storm she was fighting. She was no longer in control of her emotions because the betrayal had ignited something primal and raw inside of her. She had always been an open book, unafraid to share her feelings, speak her mind, but tonight she would be sharper, loathy Ballistic Harper and Duder, and she needed to confront him. She needed answers in the privacy of her home. She sat on her comfortable sofa and stared at the phone in her hand, as though calling him would somehow clarify things, but nothing would help. Her hands shook her chest tightly with emotion as she finally hit send and called him. Ballistic's voice sounded distant. Joseline didn't give him much time to speak before she exploded into a rage, her voice shaking with anger and hurt after everything we've been through, everything I've done for you. And you've got a whole other girl pregnant. Pregnant. He was almost unaware of the storm building on the other side. And when she finally heard his voice, it felt like a slap to her already broken heart. He tried to explain and apologize, but Joseline was beyond comprehension. The lies, the secrecy, and the betrayal were too much for her to take in. I should have known you were always playing games, and now this baby, awaregnant. Baby, hashole new life. Instead, she spat her voice venomously. I thought I wouldn't find out. There was a long pause before he responded. As the call came to an end, Joseline sat back with the weight of the world on her shoulders. The truth had been revealed, and nothing would ever be the same again. The woman who had once loved him fiercely now had to face a painful reality. The relationship was over. It was about trust being broken. A baby has broken and dead. The future they had once dreamed of together crumbling before her eyes. Damage would last. She smells like a mop of water, and someone needs to let us know about the Joseline situation. So whether they like it or not, I'm going to tell you guys about it because I just think it's necessary. You'll notice that I didn't say too much because I know that when my money is on the line, that's when I know how to hold water. If you don't want me to tell you, I thought she was cute and just a ball of fun at first. So I didn't have anything against her. But if you pay attention, she was throwing little subliminals that said, I don't like people to do me too much like that. You need to give me a check and tell me not to tell my business, okay? She didn't like that I touched a tender spot because she mentioned the baddies, and they left it out because I suppose that's what she wanted. But if she had let the entire situation play out, it would have appeared as though I had come for her. But instead, she became irate about the baddies. I don't know how to be quiet and say, I don't know how to do the P. What is he broken and what are you talking about? Get to the point. Let's put them down somehow, and it wasn't in there at all. I had a lot of people on set with me who asked what happened to that part. That's the part that made y'all go left. So, yes, she must have said, take me out, but whatever happened when you got a little stake? Get stake in the company, that's okay. I respect that your underarms stink, but I just think you're thinking. And I understand that it's her network, but they haven't posted it either. Maybe in a few years after I've been there for a long time, I'll play the actual long time. Actual I didn't care, dude. Sexual I, dude. Top resisting, stop resisting. Dude, resisting. Hey, resisting. Hey, things are becoming really ugly. The most recent rumor in the drama-filled world of Joseline Hernandez and her fiancé, Ballistic Beats, also known as Robin and Duma, is that Ballistic has allegedly broken up with Joseline and moved on with someone else. There may be a plot twist, but wait, it gets even more interesting. Ballistic isn't hiding his reasons for the breakup. Allegedly calling Joseline out for being unclean and, to put it mildly, unclean. Truth to these claims, but this isn't the first time that Joseline's personal hygiene has been a topic of discussion. In fact, several people, including Carissa, have previously accused her of being dumped over something similar. It's a difficult pill to swallow. The drama is intense, and you can bet that we'll be watching how this story develops. She smells like mop water, and someone needs to tell her. In April 2019, Joseline and Ballistic made their Instagram official, and everything seemed picture perfect. Ballistic is a gifted music producer, and in addition to making music together, Joseline and Ballistic dominated reality TV, appearing on shows like Joseline's Cabaret and Love-Affiance, and ND Hip Hop Miami Marriage Boot Camp. By September of the same year, they were engaged, with Joseline gushing in a she promised loyalty, love, and everything in between in her heartfelt birthday post, calling him the sweetest man and asking him to spend the rest of his natural life with her. However, things have taken a drastic turn for the worse. And now Ballistic is allegedly moving on and airing out Joseline's dirty laundry. Whether these hygiene allegations are true or not, the breakup has undoubtedly become more dramatic. Turned heads, and let's face it, Joseline needs to clean up both literally and figuratively. Additionally, if anyone believes they can come for Joseline and get away with it, they must be living under a rock, because everyone, including their mother, knows that she doesn't play CIS and that she will throw hands at you if you even breathe incorrectly in her direction. This is the same Joseline who squared up with Armed. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Carissa was right for being a cop, but she really believed she could drag Joseline's hygiene through the mud and avoid getting caught. What's even more outrageous is that Carissa isn't the first to spill the tea on Joseline's alleged funk. And funk, people have been chatting about Miss Joseline's scent situation for a hot minute. Feel that tension building like a pot about to explode? And Joseline wasn't holding back when she came in full force, calling Carissa a sour old woman and outright accusing her of jealousy because, in contrast to Carissa's dusty dreams, Joseline is at least 20 years younger and has receipts for days. But Joel and I didn't stop there. She went in boasting about how she's out there making millions of dollars for Seuss Network, and putting when Carissa's son is sitting up in jail, young girls on the map are talking about a low blow. Then, the real twist came when Joseline twisted the knife, calling out Carissa's funky breath and her incapacity to dress to save her life. Baby Joseline was roasting like it was a family reunion. And Carissa just sat there taking it all on her chin like a pro, not flinching or moving. This showdown is just getting started, and it's okay. The own butt Jolinantistes and the team Antisteme. You came out here respectably. I was expecting you to come out here like on Ready on Go team. Go. I brought you a gift and flowers, and then you've got this crusty old lady sitting up here talking. I'm excited to see how it plays out. We've grown FOGO.INR this respective in Forple's boundaries and rights. I came out here with gifts, but I haven't even given you all of them. I came out here with flowers, and I'm congratulating you and thanking you for having me. You know how much money I made for Sue Netforth Saw work, and I was your daughter's outsider. I was the only other person who got tired of me, and she didn't do girth pseudo it. But go ahead and yodo it. Endure, show, okay? Obviously, I understand that she can't treat me that way. And this is the thing, this is the thing I've done a lot in the industry that she's sitting here. Jealous of someone younger than me. I'm 20 years your junior, so relax. 30. Why do you talk about that? Sip your tea and keep it cute, because one thing about me is that I'm respectful. Opportunities for young ladies, I didn't have anyone to tell me what to do, so I put my ladies to work and dow work. And they go, oh work, went a successful tour. My underscore is going on a successful tour every season after we film, because every time we get a successful show, we have packed shows. You are a pant went planto me, so why do you like speck in the air? Why are you talking in my face with your foul breath? Like Dookie, go brush your teeth and your tongue, damn. And you see up here looking raggedy? Why do you guys let this nasty up here with the outfit on? You look good, you have a stylist, and you let your friends sit up here and look stylish. Plant stylish, and I don't have a friend. Well, I tell you. Well, Saint, if you are going to, I didn't give her outfit Beth, the outfitor. So, if you recognize that you cannot just have fun, you have to set boundaries. This is Tay, and you were seen trying to stab me with a knife, which was embarrassing for Carissa. However, she wasn't going to give Joseline the last word. A few days after that dubious interview went viral, Carlosa went live the outfit live. And wow, she had a lot to say, and she lacked the bravery to look Joseline in the face during the interview, but behind that screen, she heard her voice, Clive's voice. Arlo's let it all hang out voice. Out accusing Joseline of having a funky cooch and revealing that Joseline had allegedly forced the producers to cut portions of the interview so that it appeared as though Carissa was unexpectedly showing up for her. After a minute, it became evident that the scent was coming directly from Joseline's private area. The shade was real, and you know this Sagaka Juga isn't over yet. So grab some popcorn because this drama is heating up Ling on the Jing situation. I'm going to tell you guys about it whether they like it or not because I just think it's as you can see. I didn't say too much because I know how to hold water when my money is on the line. If you don't want me to tell your business, you should give me a check and tell me not to tell my business. In any case, what happened was that I accidentally hit a soft spot because I didn't have anything against her at first because I thought she was cute and just a ball of fun. But if you pay attention, she was saying things like, I don't like people to do me too much like that. And I don't know how to be quiet and be like, I don't know how to do the fake what is Isagwadere you talking about. Get what are. Get to the point S. Get point. He didn't like that I touched her because she mentioned something about it wasn't in there at all. I had a lot of people on set with me who asked what happened to that part, which is what made you all leave. I suppose that's what she wanted, but if she had let the entire thing play out, it would have looked like I came for her. Instead, she got upset with the baddies or attempted to put them down in some way. She must have said, take me out. But whatever happened was that when you got a little point stake in the company, that's Ostakatha Waske. I respect that you smell like you're a jerk, and I told her that. However, they didn't post that either, but that's just the way it was. That's her network, and I get Ethot Waziel get in a couple years after I've been there for a while. Maybe we could play the real SHI style githing. Aid, my lord, isn't nobody's thing? Any bodithis damn fine smell Fanny Bedizling's funky? I thought to myself, Oh, come on, smelling gone baby. There are a lot of men in here. And everyone thinks it's Loon. They're rocking at each other. It's her ass. Tia Berisha. No, Tia. Tia SM. We all thought it was Tokyo, but it was Tia because Tokyo doesn't look like she ever goes to the dentist. Nobody mentioned that her mother had never visited a dentist. I'm willing to wager that if we ask her, she will tell us that there isn't a dentist available at this time. Allah. Yes. J. Yes. Asini will attempt to say, my breath stinks, knowing that her mother's underarms were the source of the stench. Of course, this caused the streets to burn as people said Carissa should have maintained that same enthusiasm. When she was seated across from Joseline, rather than waiting to go viral online, one person said politely, if you've ever been around Joseline, you know this. Yes, but it's not tea because Joseline will tell you she doesn't wear deodorant for environmental reasons, noting and thinking you embarrassed her because she already knows. Another person added, now that I heard. Carissa sighed and I watched the Carissa was, blanking and looking like something funky during the show's playback, but don't worry. This drama train wasn't going to stop anytime soon. People quickly reminded everyone that this wasn't the first time that Joseline had been accused of having a slightly off scent, and they began dragging her around again. People were saying that instead of continuing, Joseline might want to look into some personal care tips. Carlos was feeling particularly bold and slid into the comments, accusing Joseline of having a BBL on top of everything. She said, girl, you have enough drama already. Carlos was really out there doubling down on the drama, making sure to squeeze every last bit of Masinzes out of this entire situation. She said they are getting these BBLs and the first time. Jeline's alleged hygiene problems made headlines was back in 2017, when she was in her petty bag and decided to get personal by bringing up the messy incident when rapper Uncle Morta accused K. Michelle of having a stank situation. Joseline even went so far as to suggest some home remedies and door AR that K. Michelle could use to deal with that funk. Music, you heard about that. You heard about this. And that's what you did right here. We're resourcing so you can receive it in 28 days. I'm going to do it now, asterisk. Going to do it now, asterisk.